Okay. Vanakkam, namaste, and blessings to everyone. This is Dr. Bhairavi Balasubramanian, PhD, the Sky Priestess. So, this is good news for those of you on YouTube, for those of you on Facebook, or who regularly follow me through Facebook. It might not be such good news. I am shifting the Hello Neighbor series over to YouTube, not because I want to, but more because I have to. Ever since I started sharing political posts on Facebook, my live feeds have basically been blocked in the sense that they're refusing to let it happen, they're refusing to let it be seen. It's the same connection, same internet, same everything that I'm using, and I'm basically being censored by Facebook. So, YouTubers, here is where the Hello Neighbor series is going to continue. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that was a series that I started on Facebook initially in as a tribute to the work of Fred Rogers. Now, Fred Rogers is someone who inspired generations of individuals through his series that aired in America for decades. And effectively, Mr. Fred Rogers is probably the closest, most recent human being or rather, the closest human being in recent times that I would say probably should have been made into a saint. And I'm not claiming any such sainthood. I'm not claiming any such thing like that now, and certainly would not later, I believe. At least I hope not. But he was an inspiration. What I'm doing right now is I'm quickly sharing the links to my Facebook peeps so they can also join on. So, Mr. Rogers' energy is one that inspires me because it actually makes me believe that we can create a world where people like that can live and inspire people, even if we are not those people ourselves. So, yeah, that's what the Hello Neighbor series is about. And for me, as I explained to you, especially around the solstice, this space, what I'm doing is all about building community, but I don't want to create WhatsApp and nods and say, yes, that's it, that's it. And that's great. Other people might like that. I don't. It scares the shit out of me. I've noticed that, people who did start out really good and really clear, over time just got so into that hierarchical or centralistic model. Centralistic, I don't even know if that's a word. They got so entrenched into that model that they became the projection point for so many other people, and then they kind of lost themselves. And I see little tidbits of that starting to stir in my spaces, and I don't like it. So, I'm trying to feature trying to shift the conversation, make it more open, especially with Hello Neighbor. And what we do here is we just check in, we hang out, we talk about stuff. It would be great if I could talk to more people while doing this, but this is the format. And we just chill. It's not like great spiritual discourse being transmitted to you straight from some mountaintop in India. It's just what's going on, what's happening, and so on and so forth. Sometimes we talk about serious stuff, sometimes we talk about not so serious stuff, and because that's life. um, and this is coming from me. People take politics and spirituality way too seriously, and I'm saying, not saying that's because they're unimportant. They are super important, but they get so absorbed in it, and it has those fields of life have their own gravitational field around them, and the more and more and more you get sucked into them, the more and more you lose yourself. And I see that happening with spiritual teachers, I see that happening with politicians. I don't want that. I don't like that. you know that's not cool. So I was actually having this conversation with my brother, and I was, because I'm very good at spotting patterns and trends on the horizon. That's something I will own. I'm very good at spotting trends. Like 20 years before something happens, I'll be like, nope, this is going to be a thing. And I'm sure some of you might have that ability as well. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, and to be honest, more than me, my brother is way better than that. If I could spot something that's going to happen in 20 years, he could probably do it in 30, in the sense that he'll spot it even earlier. And he already kind of saw the stirrings, and I was like, um, uh, and one second, someone's just messaging me. And he's already saw the stirrings, and I'm seeing it now too. And I'm just like, how do we not make this into a Bhairavi cult? And it's weird. On the one hand, it's nice to have people who agree with you, but it's so important not to, it's so important not to make it into a cult of personality where it's like it's not about the person anymore. It's not about a person doing a thing. That person becomes invested the same way people make gods, the same way people make mythological heroes. And for better or worse, I got the name of a goddess. So, there's a double there's a double projection that hits me. And we were talking about feet of clay, and I'm like, what feet of clay do you want me to show them? I was like, recently I announced on Facebook because yeah, I realized I'm talking more and more and more about integrity, and I was like, okay, I should talk about the things that I'm most ashamed of. And I'm a Capricorn, all right? I'm a Capricorn by birth. We have certain values. And for me, the thing that has always been a source of shame and is something that I've been hiding, not because I wanted to cheat anybody, but just something I didn't want to talk about because there was a lot of shame around it, was the fact that I have debt. And I have university debt. I've mentioned that before. But one of the reasons I work so hard is also because I kind of inherited the family business, and that was riddled with debt, and that's one of the reasons why I'm just trying to clear my way out of it. And I'll be honest with you, if I didn't have that, I would probably be sitting on a beach somewhere, drawing a picture next to my cat. That would probably be what I'd be doing in my life. So, karmically, there must have been a reason for this. So I said that on Facebook. I know some people might project on it, some people might not. But that was like the worst thing I could think about myself. And I think so when I was having this conversation with my brother yesterday, um, I was like, okay, what else can I show them? Shall I show them the fact that I'm a terrible housekeeper? I could do that, but I'm kind of private about my house. Well, I don't have a house yet. I'm one of the people where, even if I had a spotless house, I still wouldn't show it to anybody. It's a very Indian thing. My brother's like, yeah, it's a super Indian thing. You don't just go around showing the intimate parts of your life. And I'm like, how else do you make a feat of clay? I'm not going to invent problems just so people don't see me as a, personality cult. And I'm like, what else can I talk about? And I realized what I could talk about. And I know this is going to mortify any relatives I have that may be watching this, but recently, in fact, not that recently, about 2 days ago actually, on the 28th of February, something really important happened to me. And again, all that cultural conditioning is kind of screaming out inside, going, don't do it, don't do it. But I'm going to do it anyway. But on 28th of February, I finally got my divorce. And wow, it's just such a relief being able to say that. The thing about Capricorns is that we hide shit. Not even because, even if it's like something that's not going to reflect badly on you, even if it's something that is not going to, that anyone in their sane mind is not going to point at and use against you. Capricorns hide shit. We have a very, very strong sense of, a kind of a division between our public lives and our private lives. And for me, and I didn't say, most people who follow me have no idea that I was even married in the first place, because I was trying to create that division and keep it that way. But it was 5 years of hell. Uh, Predictably, was one of those extremely pedestalizable communal narcissists, which is one of the reasons why I understood narcissism. Lots and lots and lots of horrible things happened, lots of humiliating things, lots of degrading things, lots of things that broke me down again and again and again and made me lose my self confidence again and again and again, and also made me confront different aspects of my shadow again and again and again. And I'm not one of those enlightened people who was going to say, well, it was for the greater good, or well, I learned so much and I thank him. I equate the experiences, and again, I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but as an energetic form of cancer. That was my ex-husband. And I'm sure he has a very different view on the situation, but I finally did it. I, kind of gritted my teeth. I did my best. I'm one of those people who, in fact, in fact, the last time I talked about this was maybe in 2017. Um, and I think his father was dying or something, and I had this horrible experience of, because I was a different caste, I was excluded from the funeral. I was not allowed to see him, and all kinds of horrible things happened. And at that point, just something in me closed up and just went, you know what, we're in a war. And all kinds of things happen. I've been abandoned publicly, I've been ridiculed, I've been all kinds of things have happened in my personal life these past years. And at the same time, I've still been the public sky priestess who is doing work, who is helping people, mostly by getting beaten up and treated like shit in my personal life. And at some point, thankfully, with so many people helping me, because I'm not going to pretend and tell you that I was able to break old karma all by myself, or that I was able to get out of, the bindings that come with a overly strong sense of duty and honor and filial piety. I'm not going to pretend that I got out of all of that by my lonesome. I had help. I had help. I had lots of people who came in and helped at different points of the journey, lots of people that helped me shift my path. And I'm going to tell you a little, I don't want to talk about the dude because for him, he's a non issue. For me, he's a non issue. He's a non issue, he's a player, he was a role, he was a function, and he's gone. And I'm not going to get into him. But the way that I got into all of this bullshit was astrology. And the reason I say this is because I did not trust myself. And that was the only time in my life where I did not trust myself and I trusted different astrologers. I went to a couple of different people, and and they were just like, no, this person is amazing, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. And it's in fact one of the reasons why I'm so careful about not putting the wrong idea in my clients' heads, is because I've suffered terribly from it. Everything that I got told in that context was wrong. And had I just stuck to my own guns, I wouldn't have gone through 5 years of immense pain. But it's done, and I can tell you, when finally the pronouncement happened at some dinky little court in India, um, I could just tell you that it was like a whole weight was lifted. So my brother's with me. We are getting the announcement from the lawyer who's representing us there. And I can tell you there were so many obstacles just to getting this done. It was like a huge weight was lifted, but I didn't feel relief. Basically, minus having billions of dollars and a villain that is a clown, I'm very much like Batman in that sense. So is my cat. We both sit and brood and look at things like that. And I'm sitting there, and my brother's like, "What do you want? How do you want to celebrate?" And I'm thinking to myself, how do I stop this from happening to anyone ever again? And I'm just sitting there very intensely, and he's like, how am I supposed to get you anything? Eventually we just had coffee. But yeah, for me it was, finally just being able to talk about it once it's done. An unethical Capricorn is someone who's just gonna like, hide stuff that is is going to incriminate them. But even the most ethical Capricorns sometimes just keep their mouth shut when they really should be saying something, because they're very, very used to taking the burden. A few people knew, but very, very few people. And sometimes, and obviously everyone has done stuff in their lives in their past, and everyone is entitled to their privacy and their own foolishness. But no, it feels good to be able to say this and acknowledge that this is an end of a chapter of my life. But honestly, it has freed up my energies in ways that I did not expect, and I did not see, and I did not predict. And I honestly don't know if I can do this work anymore. I don't know if I can hold energy in the space that I used to, because it feels like I want to explore things in a completely different way for a few months at least. I also need a few months to recover. I need a few months to breathe. I need a few months to just recognize and acknowledge I went through this. And hopefully, sharing this can also nip any weird personality cults in the bud. Um, because I don't want people to see me as some kind of superhero or heroine that doesn't have human problems, um, and can't be contradicted with, is always right, is always going to do that. I get enough of that projection. I don't want it. But no, I think I need a break for a few months, and I was thinking about it. I was like, do I want to announce it now? Do I want to announce it later? But I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take a break for about 3 months, starting today. Those of you who, and of course, this didn't turn out to be Hello Neighbor. I guess it's Goodbye Neighbor for a little while. Um, so it was. I think it's Goodbye Neighbor for a little while, to be honest. Maybe about 3 months, and I think I should be back on my feet because it's um, it's it's just been it's been a life shifting experience. It's like defeating something, whether it's yourself or you want to project it on another person, and just needing to die for a little bit and needing to come back. Honestly, I went to Toys R Us yesterday because I was like, what do I need right now? And I went to Toys R Us of all places, and I was looking at this Velociraptor thingy that was there and making noise, and it was big. I was scared of it. It was big. It was bigger than me, and I put a video on it on Facebook. See if I can upload videos but not lives. It tells you the censorship is happening. And I bought like stuff that I used to like as a kid, and I felt, what, I need to probably just scribble about unicorns and rainbows and spirals for a couple of months, and then come back to this, and I think I'll be better at what I do and why I do it and how I do it. But yeah, I mean, that's what's been going on. So let's look at it. Let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. I usually surprise myself in what I'm saying, and it's 11:11 here. Hello to Brandon. Hello to Ramsey. Hello to Vero. Yes, Ramsey, we do not. Hi, Brandon. Hi, the Junpo. Hi, GCF. Hi, Suzanne. Okay, Rosenbaumer, congratulations for breaking free. You often talked about not being the whipping boy or girl, and that was shining through. We love you. Maybe, but that was also because I get the same behavior from people on the internet. Hi, Kayoya. Hi, Christine. Hi, R. Wood. Hi, Dana. Hi, Suzanne. I figured, Karsten. I figured it's you. Yeah, it's no, it's just hi B. Hello, Charles. Yeah, I think I just need this break for myself. About 3 months. I'll be back. I don't think I'm gonna stop doing everything I'm doing, but I need to just give myself time. And on top of that, astrologically, of course, it's going to work out. Especially if Facebook is already censoring me for what I'm saying. So, yeah, I guess this is goodbye for a while. I mean, for me, as you know, when I say it's a sacred calling, it's not a fixed thing. It's just something that my soul told me to do, and my soul says I need to rest. Now, for those of you who have book sessions, those sessions will still be honored. You're not gonna miss out on that. For those of you who are part of Tier 23, that will still be honored as well. So for those, and this is not a marketing gimmick, you know what I'm like. So just when someone asked me, what is Facebook censoring you for, it disconnected. Basically, I'm talking about how the conservatives in the US and the conservatives, well, no, the conservatives and capitalists in the US and the conservatives and capitalists in India are aligning. That Facebook is censoring me for. But yeah, I think that's about it, really. Tier 23 will continue. Tier 23 will still be giving people astrological advice and guidance, so I suggest you get with the program literally if you want to follow me. My sessions will also, I mean, I think what I might do is I might leave the sessions open just because I still need to pay rent. But yeah, those will continue, but I think I need to just, you know, I think I need to just take the public side of things for a bit to sit and reconvene. But yeah, I agree with you, Ramsey. I barely scratched the surface, and I've already been censored by Facebook. So what to do? And yeah, maybe I'll come up with some new ideas, and that should be good. And you'll probably see a different. If I say avatar, that might sound more mythic, but let's just call it a more refreshed version of myself, and in a couple of months' time. So take care. Very many blessings. Ciao, ciao for now, and see you in a couple of months. Lots of love. Bye bye.